Okay, let's get started. Let's make this quick. 12th house, escape. 12th house, escape. And the 12th house is Pisces. All things spiritual. Everything's perfect in the natural world. Everything has a pattern and phases of the moon here. So looking for patterns. You could be a moon god or goddess. Yes. But yeah, Pisces 36, 369. That's also relating to Nikola Tesla, electricity, free electricity. So spirituality is free, is what I'm getting. Also firing up and becoming electric as you raise your vibration, as you awaken more and more, as you open up more and more to the divine. You are meant to be a divine messenger, high priestess of some kind. And the high priestess, you know, helps people to move from one world to the next. Scorpio, death here. So it's interesting because when people pass over from this life to the next, we think of, you know, death of the flesh. We think of mortality and things like that. And the high priestess plays a role in that in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. But there's another way of thinking about this. It's like she's a keeper of lost souls, one foot in the 3D and one foot in the other world, and helps souls to pass from one life to the other, to transition. That is awakening. Ego death. Helping people transition from ego death into a more spiritually awakened life is also the role of the high priestess. It's the same thing. It's moving the soul, shifting the soul, and helping others to move and shift from being asleep, basically, assisting them to awaken. And this is necessary because as you float along the river Styx, you see all sorts of monsters, you see all sorts of things in the water. The images can be frightening. Just as when you awaken in the 3D, the reflections shift and change, the shadows lurk, you know, gang stalking, stress. You feel like you're being hounded out of your job. You're being like, if you don't make the changes willingly, like if you know that you're waking up, if you feel yourself full of fear and don't make the changes willingly, it's like your divine protection is removed and you see all the monsters for who they are, all the trauma comes to the surface, and, you know, you feel lost and afloat, bobbing along like a cork on the ocean of emotion. So the high priestess is here to help you to remain calm no matter what happens. Let your traumas come up for healing. And this is why meditation becomes so important. The high priestess goes through all of this themselves, from being a sheeple themselves to being a person of spirit. Some people are born already in that state of consciousness. They're often people who haven't been able to find their crowd. They're often loners, can see spirit, and the spirit world can see ghosts, psychic from the beginning. So you're a psychic and you're a medium and you're a high priestess, and you need to grow and open up like the ever unfolding rose in order to lead and help and assist others to wake up, to move through the fear, the darkness, the trauma, and come out the other side, person of understanding, knowing, love, and standing as a beacon of light for others. It's almost like you have one person who wakes up and shines the light for the next, who shines the light for a next. So what I'm seeing, I'm getting chills. What I'm seeing is like a really long row of lights that are being lit up, one guiding the other, following the leader. Yes, I'm getting people hands on shoulders, walking, yes, together, arms spaced apart, guiding one another, yes, turning around and shining the light for the person behind you. Yes, that's the role you need to play. Okay, right, we'll just get more on that. Sorry, I was staring into space. I got lost in that for a minute. Okay, yeah, helping the lost find their way. And Nine of Pentacles, 1 foot in the spiritual realm, 1 foot in the material world. Yes, you have the Midas touch, but also this person's looking away, looking at something. Yes, you can see spirit, you're being called. And Nine of Pentacles, you are successful and abundant, independent wealth here as well. The fruits of your labors, are about to pay. But you also need to make a decision between what is important in your life and a balance of spirituality, a balance of knowing, you know, you are a high priestess and you are a Nine of Pentacle person. Virgo energy, getting organized to be busy as well, organics. All of a sudden you want to be more organic. Sorry, I just had to change my battery. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, so organic. You just start to want to be more natural, and you start to reject toxic smells, toxic energy, toxic everything. But also this person, as I said, is looking into the distance. They're being called. Yes, they're being called. They're in their garden and they're listening out, and they have a bluebird on their head. You start to see signs and symbols everywhere. You start to realize that you're coming out of the Five of Pentacles, and when you work in the right ways that your soul is pulling you towards, then your pentacles grow. You come out of lack. You're going to have everything you need to accomplish what you need to accomplish. But again, in here we have like stakes, but they're wands waiting to be lit. And see, she's looking over her shoulder, like I was saying, seeing a line of light that she needs to join, or he needs to join. This person needs to light their wands in this pentacles. So strong intuitive energy here. They need to look out into the world, go out into the world psychically as much as anything else. Putting yourself out there with the Three of Pentacles could be social media and things like that, online, and light these wands for others to see. There could be something here to do with cultural differences and cultural interracial, yes, interracial bloodlines and things like that here, but also people all over the world are again waking up after they were collapsed. Like the light was growing so strong in 2018, 2019, everything collapsed as people's attention was put on their livelihoods, on their businesses. So pulled out of the spirit world, pulled back into worry, fear and concern, Five of Pentacles over here, pulled back into the material world of worry and concern over finances. But this is telling you that the divine is going to put everything in order, that you'll have the security, you'll have the finances, you'll have everything you need in order to do the work you need to do, so that you don't have to worry and you can focus fully on your spiritual mission. Yeah, mission work, humanitarian work. All of a sudden you just want to put love out there. You have so much to give that you've been holding back with the Virgo energy here. Virgos can be very held back when it comes to emotions and love and spirituality even. So, you know, you're going to have one foot in the material world and one foot in the spiritual world, but your focus will be more fully present within the light, within the spiritual world. And this is what you need to come to. Oh, Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, looking back at this Queen of Wands whose light has gone out, confidence here has dropped back into the 3D through fear, worry and concern, and frustrations as well coming out of this. And this Virgo energy is looking towards this Queen of Wands energy in reverse, needing the confidence to move forward. Yes, get organized, be productive, and things will pay off. But also you have much more power than you realize. And also you need to be lighting your beacon in order for this person to come into the upright and light their beacon, guiding and showing the way for others. And also anything dark, magic, witchery, anything like that, you'll be able to see them for who they are. You'll be able to see the evil immediately. You'll recognize it in others. And you'll send them blessings and love and light. But yes, there is evil in the world. And this is a bit of an evil witch here with the Queen of Wands. Yeah, the dark will become frustrated because you are protected by the divine. As you rise up, you see people for who they are, and they will try and frustrate you, they will try and tempt you, they will try all sorts of tricks to keep you down in the 3D and asleep. It could be a boss as well. You could have a boss who's very fiery, who's very frustrated energy. You're very calm, organic and natural. This person's jealous here too. You'll receive a lot of jealousy. All of a sudden the devils and witches come out to play as you grow in light, because the one thing the dark forces don't want is they don't want the light to grow. But the light will grow and they will not succeed. With the Queen of Wands here, they will not succeed. You also need to start thinking about creating. How can you become a creator of your own world? How can you manifest all of this abundance into your life? Well, the best way for you to manifest it, according to this reading, is for you to get onto the spiritual path and to know, just be in your knowing, that you will be provided for and you will have all of your needs met without the worry and concern and stress. Oh, Two of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, knocked off balance, juggling. Yeah, a third person, third parties. There's a third party in your relationship. There could be an older woman, or it could even just be an evil witch mother who's kept you in doubt, worry and fear. But you're coming out of this Two of Pentacles energy. You don't need to focus on the money. You don't need to focus on these people. All you need to do is focus on being the shining light for those who will follow. There's people who don't want to follow you. They're going to get angry. They're going to get agitated. And you need to step back from that as well. Because sometimes you're agitating their demons and you have to be emotionally strong enough. You have to be standing in the light and be spiritually strong in order to confront these sort of people or stand in this negative energy. Yes, because you might be very sensitive to others. You might lose your confidence very quickly. You might be, feeling around in the dark. But just know there are others that are in the same boat, is what I'm getting. So you rise up and pay no attention. Let the divine deal with these wicked warlocks and witches. Oh, because we have the Nine of Cups here in the upright. Yes, feeling fulfilled, feeling satisfied. You're receiving your wishes as well. When we wish ill on others, that backfires. That's the other thing you'll find as well. Any kind of manifestation or any kind of action that's taken that is not of divine light, that is selfish, manipulative, all of the 7 deadly sins. And we're not saying that you have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect, and you cannot pretend to be perfect with the Nine of Pentacles. It's not about being perfect. It's about being the best version of yourself every day. And when you do fall, when you do stumble, when you do fall into the shadows, that is what you need to work on. The shadow self is always present, releasing all the stress and trauma and drama, and it can take a long time. But Nine of Cups, you're going to feel very satisfied. Your wishes are being fulfilled. Your cups will be filled. You're coming into emotional balance and you're coming into your psychic ability. Your dreams will be fulfilled, but not necessarily in the way you initially thought. Yes, and we have these. Tell us more. Achievement, yes. Achievement, okay, and acquisition to an extremism. Yeah, see, look at this. Very aggressive energy. You're on notice. You're on notice by the divine, but the dark forces are on notice. If you've been through an abusive relationship or if people are trying to abuse you, don't cling to your job. Just be prepared to go, you know what, I don't need to work here because the divine will give me another job. There is another way. Yes. So don't cling to toxic situations and toxic people. Releasing all the toxic energy, releasing all of that desire energy, and just coming into peace and knowing and calm. Also releasing from juggling relationships, releasing from people who want to have power over you. Yeah, see how this masculine's really has this feminine on the back foot. No longer being juggled. Yeah, acquisition, like coming out of being a trophy wife or husband. Yes, sometimes people think it's love, but often it can just be about money But the Queen of Wands in reverse tells me that there is somebody who is highly sexually active and attractive. Yeah. And there's a letter here, like somebody's finding messages, they're finding the letters being questioned. But it's almost like you question your partner who you think that you have this beautiful, serene relationship with. But at the end of the day, they're playing and you question them and they put you under attack. But see this thing? I don't know what it is. It's like an eagle. Yeah, see this eagle here flying in to attack this masculine. The angels will send all sorts of signs and all sorts of, like, it's almost like this person's attacking this feminine, and then, I don't know, we have magpies here. They're very protective animals, birds, and it's almost like, yeah, this bird comes out of nowhere and attacks their head or something. Like, yeah, spirit is going to protect you from people who are trying to attack you, people who are in the shadows. And see, this masculine has rosy cheeks, like, you know, they know they're all flushed, they know that they have done the wrong thing, but they're going to keep you in a cycle of doubt. Two of Pentacles is doubt, yeah, but the divine is going to send protection, is going to chase these witchy people away from you. But you could find out that you're in a third party, that there is someone else, and this can put you off balance. It's upsetting. But 8, taking back your power. And achievement, 9 of Cups and achievement. You're going to achieve satisfaction. 10, the faster you come into peace and calm, the faster you meditate on your traumas and let them go, the faster you let go of blame and come to acceptance, the faster you move through the 7 stages of grieving and letting go and just be satisfied with where you are now, accepting of where you are now, all of a sudden something comes over you, a calm just comes over you, a knowing will just come over you, and all of a sudden everything you dreamed of comes into fruition with this achievement card here as well. And then, and on the bottom we have enterprise and number 1. Individuality, strong individuality. You are probably a very strong and independent person, and you're also very surprised at yourself for what you've put up with, because there's a lack of self-esteem here, because abuse, prolonged abuse, or even if it's like bipolar abuse, like on and off, you know, you have happy times and then bang, happy times, bang, things that keep knocking you off balance one after the other, that's coming to an end. It could be 9 months for some, it could have been a 9-year battle for others, but 10, it's coming into completion. Everything is coming into completion. And enterprise, we have palmistry here, signs and symbols. It's written in the hands, it's fated for you to become a spiritual worker, a healer of some kind. Yes. And then we have these. So enterprising as well, Aries. Aries is the CEO, the boss. It's time for you to take up the challenge. It's time for you to really follow your heart instead of following the worry and the fear, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. So there's something that you're going to do, that you're meant to do, that you will achieve, dependent on how quickly you come to peace within yourself and fulfillment within yourself, knowing everything's been taken care of. You know, though you walk through the valley of death, you shall fear no evil, because the divine is with you with their rod and staff and all the rest of it. So enterprise, yes. And birth, oh, there we go. Transformation, birth, force, stability. Yes. So there's a transformation taking place, a rebirth taking place. There could also be something here to do with a pregnancy, somebody who's trying to deliberately get pregnant to trap someone. That's a common theme coming up at the moment. Okay, so escape. Yeah, you need to escape the dark and come to the light. Following the patterns, following the signs, following your intuition, knowing that you're going to have everything you need from the fruits of your labor. That could be a reading for you, fruits of your labor. Have a look at that. Yes. And coming out of these toxic, relationships, these imbalances of power, and coming into your own once and for all. Archangel Samuel, choose harmonious responses act with wisdom and grace. This is what's being asked of you. Don't try and fight these demons. Just walk through them. Okay. And then we have Archangel Jules. Align with the highest. Go with the flow. Align with the highest. You're being called. Go with the flow. Don't ignore this. If you've got this far in the reading, this is for you. Do not ignore all of this. Know that you are protected. Yes, things can feel frustrating, things can knock you off balance, but these are all things for you to reflect on, and you're going to achieve great harmony within yourself so that you can move on to where you need to be and guiding others in the process. It's all about spiritual business. Yes. Seraphim, Seraphisa, relax and open to source. Keep your heart open, and this is how you're going to achieve all the success that you need to be able to do what you need to do, because you're no good to anybody if you're stuck in the dark. You're no good to the divine light if you're stuck in the dark, and the divine wants you to be in the divine light because you are a light worker. You are a person of light. You are meant to awaken and guide and light the way for others. Archangel, I had to look at it, sorry. Archangel Mariel, manifest the highest good. Work with pure love. So, you know, send love to these people who are trying to hurt and harm you, because they are caught in the shadows. They will stay in the shadows unless, yes. So, you know, you need to feel fortunate that you are a person who is waking up. And although the path can be very difficult at first, you will find your footing, you will find your place, and you will rise higher and lighter than ever, shining your bright, beautiful light for others to follow. Yes. Okay.